Hi everybody, I'm going to be talking today about run-on sentences, okay? And we've already talked about these a little bit in class. You remember when I returned your paragraphs, I marked on your paragraphs if you make run-on sentences. This is a very, very common error that many people make that come from other countries. And it's because the rules for American writing, as I told you before, are quite different from the rules from writing around the world. So this is one where you need to pay special attention, take some notes here, and if you have any questions, you can let me know. Okay, so I'm going to go right now to a PowerPoint presentation to talk about these run-on sentences. Just one moment, please. Okay, here we go. And just one second. I have to do it this way, I found. Oh, here we go. So here's our PowerPoint presentation, run-on sentences. Okay, so first thing that we need to do here is we need to review what is a complete sentence. Do you remember the components of a complete sentence? We talked about these before in class. What's the first thing every sentence needs to have? Did you say it needs to have a subject? Remember that a subject is who or what the sentence is about, okay, and is absolutely essential in a complete sentence. Next thing it needs to have is a verb. And remember, this could be an action verb, or it could be a linking verb like am, is, are, was, were, verb to be, okay. Next thing it needs to have is it needs to express a complete idea. Do you remember that? Okay, it doesn't leave you hanging, looking for more information. All of the information you need about that idea is in that sentence. It needs to have a capital letter, and it also needs to have end punctuation. Remember what those were: period, exclamation point, or a question mark. Okay. Now, something that you need to know is that there's another name for a complete sentence. It's also called an independent clause, okay? And it's called an independent clause because it's something that can stand alone independently because it's complete. You don't need anything else. But you will hear this term also used for complete sentences, okay? So it has two different names. Got that? Okay, now we're going to go on. So let's take a look at some examples of some complete sentences or independent clauses. First one here is Jane is a fantastic dancer. Now remember the components that it needs, okay? I'm just going to get my pen here so that I can write on this. So first of all, we need a subject. Do you remember what the subject is? Who or what the sentence is about, okay? You see the subject there? Did you say that the subject is Jane, okay? Sorry, this is not very easy to make these marks, so they look kind of horrible, but I do my best. Okay, Jane is who the sentence is about. Jane is who we're talking about here. What about a verb? Do you see a verb? Okay, if you said is the verb, you are correct. Is what kind of verb? Did you say linking verb? If you said that, you're right too. So Jane is a fantastic dancer. Can you see it's got a complete idea? We have capital letter here at the beginning, and we have a period here at the end. So we have everything we need there for a complete sentence. Jane is a fantastic dancer. Next one. The old lion was sleeping in the sun. So what's your subject here? All right, if you said old lion, you were correct. One moment, here we go. Old lion is your subject. What's your verb? Did you say was sleeping? This is actually a verb phrase. Sleeping is your main verb and was is your auxiliary over here. Okay, does it express a complete idea? It doesn't leave you wondering something? No. Okay, the old lion was sleeping in the sun, that's complete. Does it have a capital letter? Yes, it does. Does it have end punctuation? Yes, it has a period. So good, we've got a complete sentence again. Okay, next one. Leonard loves to bake cakes. All right, what's our subject this time? Did you say Leonard? Right, Leonard is who or what the sentence is about. And what's our verb? Okay, actually the verb here is loves. Okay, that is the action. Okay, this is what he loves. And what does he love? He loves to bake cakes. So it gives our complete idea. Now, love is one example of one of those verbs that needs an object. You can't just say Leonard loves. Well, what does he love? Okay, you have to tell me that. And we tell what we love. He loves to bake cakes. Does it have a capital letter? Yes, it does. Does it have a period at the end? Yes, it does. Looks like a complete sentence. Okay, you remember all of that? All right, let's go on. Now we need to think about what exactly is a run-on sentence. And I have a definition for you here. It says a run-on sentence occurs or happens when two or more independent clauses, also known as complete sentences, are connected improperly. Improperly meaning not in the correct way. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of one right here. My friend is from Italy. He cooks amazing pasta dishes. That is a run-on sentence. Okay, let's take a look at it for a second. Okay, remember, a run-on sentence happens when two or more independent clauses are connected. Let's see if we can find the independent clauses in this. My friend is from Italy. He cooks amazing pasta dishes. Look at that for a moment. Can you see two independent clauses there? Okay, let's take a look at it. Okay, the first we have my friend is from Italy. Okay, can you see what's the subject there? Did you see my friend is the subject there? Okay, do you see a verb? You see is a linking verb. My friend is from Italy. Can you see that that part there is an independent clause? That's a complete sentence there. It can stand on its own. Let's look at the next part. He cooks amazing pasta dishes. Do you see a subject there? Okay, if you said he is your subject. Do you have a verb? We have cooks, right? See cooks there. And this is one of those, actually it doesn't need an object. Here it has an object. You can just say he cooks. But here it also gives us an object. It tells us what he cooks. He cooks amazing pasta dishes. So you see that second part there, and I'll try and circle everything in the second part. Can you see that is a second independent clause? Okay. So the fact that we have the two together is incorrect. Let's look at another example. Marcus ran away from the robber. He fell down the stairs. I'll give you a second to look at that carefully and see if you can find the two independent clauses. Okay, did you find them? Do you see that Marcus ran away from the robber is the first one, and I'm going to put a line here to show where that ends. He fell down the steps is the second one, because you've got Marcus, subject, verb, ran away, which is actually a phrasal verb there, from the robber, and then second independent clause, he is your subject, right? Fell down, another phrasal verb, okay, the steps. So you actually have two independent clauses joined together there, or well, not really joined together, all in one sentence, which is incorrect. Okay, so, okay, how do you fix these things? What do we need to do to make them correct? And I have an example that we're going to work with for a little bit now. I like to play soccer. I play every weekend. Okay, notice, let's take a look at that for a second. Can you see the independent clauses in there? I'll give you a moment to look. you see that the first one is, I love to play soccer. What's your subject? I. What's your verb? Love. Okay. All right, to play soccer. So we're going to put a line in between there. Next, I play every weekend. Subject, I. Verb, play every weekend. All right, do you see those are two independent clauses? So what can we do here to fix these? Let's go to the next one. First method is very, very simple. You just separate them into two separate sentences. I love to play soccer, period, capital letter, I, and actually I has a capital letter, but I play every weekend. Now we have two separate sentences, and this would be correct, okay? And this works quite well. The only problem is sometimes it makes your writing very, what we call choppy, like little short sentences. I like to play soccer. I play every weekend. I play with my friends. We have fun. We go to the park. And that means that your writing doesn't necessarily flow very nicely. So we have some other options that you can use too, and that maybe work better for what you're trying to say. The first one is to use what we call a semicolon, okay? You all see this semicolon here, all right? That is used when there is a connection between the two independent clauses, okay? It is, in fact, it's only used there. So we say, I love to play soccer, I play every weekend. Do you see there's a connection between those two ideas, okay? So a semicolon works very well there. But don't use them everywhere. It's only when those two ideas have some kind of connection. I love to play soccer. I play every weekend. You see the connection. Next one is you can use a coordinating conjunction. Now, remember earlier you all studied the parts of speech. So you remember conjunctions connect things together in sentences. Okay, and different places. So this is where one of the places we're going to use them. And American people love to use what we call acronyms, and that is the initials of letters to make something. The acronym for coordinating conjunctions is fanboys. Okay, and each letter of this stands for a different one of the coordinating conjunctions. So the first one is for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So those are examples of coordinating conjunctions. Let's see a couple of them in action here. So here are our two independent clauses, our two sentences. I love soccer. I play every weekend. So if I want to connect those together to make a complete sentence, okay, what should I put in the space? Which of those coordinating conjunctions? I love soccer and I play every weekend. What do you think? I'll give you a second to think about that. Which coordinating conjunctions would work in that spot? All right, let's see. First example we have here is, I love soccer, so I play every weekend. Okay, you see how that works? One idea leads to the other. Do you see how that makes them much better? That sounds much better than just, I love soccer, I play every weekend. I love soccer, so I play every weekend. It makes your writing flow and it's more logical and connected. It's a much better sentence there. Or, I love soccer and I play every weekend. That one works as well in a similar way. Okay, now, so those were three methods for how to fix run-on sentences. The last thing we need to talk about is the big no-no, okay? Big no-no means you never do it. Just don't do this. And this is something that people definitely do in other languages, I know. And it's something called the comma splice. Now, first of all, I need to explain to you exactly what is a splice. So if you see this here, see what this is? This is an old sailing ship from a long time ago, okay? And the people that worked on the old sailing ships, the sailors, needed to work a lot with ropes. You use ropes a lot on ships like that to pull the sails up and do various things. And the sailors found ways to connect different ropes together. And what they did was they did what was called splicing. And you can see this illustration here where you can take two ropes and you kind of weave them together and you can join them and connect them to make different things on your ship. So the term splice comes from what the sailors were doing, and it has the idea of connecting things together. All right. Unfortunately, though, it's not correct in English to do it with a comma. So let's take, and here's a definition of a comma splice, is when two independent clauses are joined by a comma. All right, and here is an example. I love to play soccer, comma, I play every weekend. Okay. This is not okay in English, okay? You cannot put a comma. A comma is not used to connect things. That is not its function in English, okay? You cannot connect two independent clauses with a comma. Here's another example. John works at Amazon, comma, he also tends bar at night. Once again, not okay, okay? You can see John works at Amazon, first independent clause. He also tends bar at night, second one. You cannot connect those ideas with a comma. And I've got one more here for you. Their house is in New York, comma, it's very big. Once again, their house in New York is an independent clause. It's very big is an independent clause. You cannot connect those together with a comma. Okay, so all right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to look at some examples here, and we're going to determine if you can tell if it's a complete sentence or a run-on. Okay, so the first one is, the red car is in the parking lot, I don't know where the van is. All right, I'll give you just a moment to read that and think about it. And you need to decide, is it a complete sentence or is it a run-on? Okay. Did you have time? Let's take a look. The red car is in the parking lot. I don't know where the van is. Okay. If you said B, it's a run-on. You are correct. Let's take a look. Okay. Can you see the red car is in the parking lot is our first independent clause. Can you see that? Red car is your subject. Verb is in the parking lot. So that's a complete, that's an independent clause. I don't know where the van is. Subject, I. Verb, don't know. Okay, where the van is. Separate, second independent clause. Okay, and that is a run-on sentence. Okay, let's go to the next one. I walked to the store because I wanted to buy milk. I'll give you a second to read that again. Is it a complete sentence or a run-on? Okay, what did you say? Did you say complete sentence? If you said complete sentence, you would be correct. Why is it a complete sentence? It uses because, okay, which is our coordinating conjunction. I walked to the store because I wanted to buy milk. All right, good job. Next. The mayor gave a speech in front of a big crowd. He wanted to announce a new city project. Take a moment and think, what do we have here? Okay, what did you say? Did you say it's a run-on? Okay, actually this has a comma splice. The dreaded comma splice. Did you see it here? Just a second, I can't find my mouse. Here we go. There's the comma. Let's take a look. The mayor gave a speech in front of a big crowd. That whole part there, can you see? That's an independent clause. Subject, the mayor gave a speech in front of a big crowd. Second one, he wanted to announce a new city project. Subject, he wanted, okay, to announce new city project. You see you have two independent clauses joined together by, there it is, the comma splice, the big no-no. All right, let's go on to the next one. Eric wanted to meet the group at the restaurant, so he called to find out when to arrive. Take a moment, think about that. Okay, what did you say? Did you say it's a complete sentence, an independent clause? If you did, you're right. And notice, let's have a look. Can you see the two independent clauses here? Eric wanted to meet the group at the restaurant. He called to find out when to arrive. That's the second one, a little bit hard to circle here, but they're connected together by our coordinating conjunction. So it's a good one. All right. It's beautiful outside. I'm going for a walk. Take a moment. Okay, what did you say? Complete sentence? If you did, you're correct. Let's take a look. It's beautiful outside. You can see that's our first independent clause. I'm going for a walk is the second one. Okay. And notice they're connected together with a semicolon. All right, so that makes it a complete sentence. And notice also the use of the semicolon, because the first idea is beautiful outside, I'm going for a walk. You can see the connection between those two different ideas. Okay, so just a moment, we'll go back to the original screen. So that is my presentation today on a run-on sentences. Make sure that you also go into Khan Academy. There's that link in Canvas, and you do the practice exercises in Khan Academy, and then you'll be able to do your homework. If you have any questions, you can contact me. You know how to contact me via Remind, or you can send me an email. Okay? All right. I'll see you in class on Monday. Everybody take care and take care of your families. Bye-bye.